what's a nation's greatest resource? Is modernity and expansive skylines the measure of progress? Is it a country's natural beauty? Or its fields teeming with bountiful crops? One could argue that the greatest resource that any country can possess is the one that secures its future, and the future can be seen in the hearts and minds of young people. For more than 5 decades, a significant portion of Maranatha's work has been to strengthen Adventist education in the places we work. From single classrooms to expansive campuses, Maranatha's commitment to providing proper spaces for learning can be seen across the globe. Thousands of students now have bright spaces to learn and grow, to learn more about the world around them, and be offered the opportunity to build a relationship with God. Today, we visit a special school project where Maranatha's continuous involvement has spanned 6 years. In the process, it has captured the hearts of many. The country of Kenya is home to more than 50 million people who represent different tribes, languages, and traditions. Here, you'll find a rich culture with old practices that still permeate daily life. But some practices can be harmful to the youngest and most vulnerable members of society.
The Maasai culture is one of the very old cultures within the Kenyan society. And for them, what they value most is their cows and the boy child. So the girl child is more or less like a property to be disposed of as and when, they're ready for. And so these girls are married off at very early age in exchange of cows. So by the time a girl is being taken off, the cows have already been delivered. And that is something valued both by their fathers and even the mothers. And before that is done, they go through the FGM.
FGM, or female genital mutilation, is a painful and dangerous ritual Maasai girls must undergo to be prepared for marriage. It comes with the risk of infection, urination problems, severe bleeding, and even death. FGM is illegal in Kenya, but continues to be a common practice among the Maasai, who usually live in remote areas where laws are harder to enforce. The plight of these girls attracted the attention of a church in Nairobi. The members recognized something significant needed to be done to offer hope in these desperate situations.
And so we thought that was a case really needing some attention. And so we changed our entire plan system and thought we can establish a home to kind of get a rescue home for these children. That's how the Kajiado home started.
The home, which was eventually named the Kajiado Adventist School and Rescue Center, started small. A dorm, kitchen, and dining hall, and a few classrooms. But managing a rescue center was more involved than just creating a space. The lives of these rescued girls were now in their hands.
But the greatest of the challenge was actually managing the children. Because here you have not a child living 1 day or 2 days. Every day they have to eat. They have to live better than where they have come from, because we risked mismanaging and they go back.
Over time, leadership developed a program that not only cared for the physical needs of the students, but helped them process the pain and trauma they endured. The school has grown into a safe haven, rescuing hundreds of girls and providing a loving, caring environment that not only provides a quality education, but security, safety, and unconditional love.
God loves me.
Deborah Lesiaman was one of the original girls rescued when the school was started in 2000. After completing her studies, she returned to the Kajiado campus, this time as a teacher.
I love the place. It is this school who made me to be whom I am today. So My wish was if I get something, I could come back and give back to the community. So that's why I'm here. I have to give back to the community.
But the school campus that Deborah felt drawn to had some challenges. As the ministry grew and rescued more girls, resources became limited. Classrooms were broken down and crowded. Dormitories were overpopulated, forcing girls to sleep 2 and 3 to a bed. Bathroom facilities were basic, with showers consisting of buckets of water. And food was prepared in a smoke-filled kitchen and served in a dark dining hall. The school was meeting a desperate need, but its facilities were inadequate. This situation caught the attention of Maranatha's country director at the time, Ron Cadis.
Here is a life where they would be married at the age of 6 or 7, be mothers by the age of 10, and that is all that is they do their entire life. But here, these girls can now actually go to school, become something in life, and so this place should be, a little bit more better, in terms of accommodation. There should be some space. A girl should have one bed for herself, There should be showers and there should be restrooms and it should be nice and pretty, because I think these girls deserve it.
Convinced that something needed to be done to help the school, he brought Maranatha leadership to visit the campus. And that visit was the beginning of a major transformation.
As we participated in this short program, there were some poems that the girls shared that talked about their experiences. There was a girl that talked about how she had to deal with animals as she trekked away from her home, and then the girls collectively sang a song that talked about Jesus as their father, and that really got me. Altogether, it was emotional, but the idea that they realized that although they didn't physically have parents here on this earth, they could trust in God and Jesus as their earthly parents. And so I immediately felt like this is something that we have to help in some way. I didn't know what that meant. So we started just kind of trying to assess what the immediate needs were, and that was for dorms. And so some donors stepped up and we were able to build some dorms. We thought that we would fix some of the really urgent needs, but as we got started, we couldn't stop.
Once Maranatha committed to the project, buildings began to take shape all over the campus. But one major challenge threatened progress. There was no water. Water often had to be purchased to supply the needs of the campus and was by no means adequate to support a large construction project. Plans were made to drill a well on the campus, but a geological survey predicted the chances of finding water were slim. As the drilling began, the student body, along with a group of Maranatha volunteers, gathered to pray that God would provide. Less than 24 hours later, the well crew hit an abundance of water. Thanks to the miracle of readily accessible water, construction on the campus continued.
And each time we finished a building, we'd look around and say, wouldn't it be nice to do this? And so the project just expanded.
One of the ways the scope of the project expanded was to include a high school on the campus. Previously, the school only provided education until the 8th grade, meaning girls were forced to continue their education elsewhere. Not only was this logistically challenging, but girls often found themselves in learning environments that were not always sensitive to their traumatic past.
Through the vision and support of volunteers and donors, we were able to build a secondary school, dorms, classrooms, also teacher housing, and provide secondary education right here on campus. So rescue girls that would come in when they're young could actually stay here all the way through secondary school. And then at that point, they're pretty well equipped to move on to either a career in a trade or onto university. So it really expanded the the potential for the school to continue to impact the girls as they got older.
When we come back, see how the construction of this new campus has impacted more than just its students. Over the last 6 years, more than 700 volunteers have experienced this exact welcome ceremony.
Pulling up to the Kajiado Girls Rescue Center was impactful. It was overwhelming. And I felt God's presence as we got off those buses and seen them. It was pretty special.
The students were lined up. The gates opened, and here's hundreds of girls and a few boys in their matching outfits, and they were marching in time up to make 2 lines to welcome us in.
We just saw lots of beautiful girls in their green and white uniforms with lots of smiling faces. Their hearts just filled with joy and singing, and so happy to see us. They gave us quite a welcome.
When I saw all the kids, I wanted to cry, but there was so much mixed emotion when I saw the kids singing, and I saw everybody just kind of lined up. I felt very small because this was way bigger than I am, so I was just grateful when I got here. All the emotions were there. Very excited.
None of the work at the Kajiado campus would have been possible without the dedicated work of hundreds of volunteers. And although the need is apparent on most Maranatha projects, the unique circumstances surrounding the Kajiado school was especially touching to volunteers.
Definitely tugs at your heartstrings, just to think of people, these beautiful children, not valued is really hard. But it's wonderful too that you can give them a hug and you can give them a smile and you can tell them good things about them and that you can touch them hopefully in that way.
Not only did their hard work contribute to raising buildings all over the campus, their presence had a great impact on the students.
It's so good. When we see the volunteers, they're our family, our friends, our loved ones, whom we truly cherish in our existence. Their support, kindness, and companionship are what make our life meaningful today. I'm so truly hopeful, thankful for each one of them, and may the Lord bless them abundantly and grant them the desires of their heart.
Mercy's exposure to the volunteers has even influenced her goals in life.
After accomplishing my grade 12, I'll do the further studies in pursuing medicine in the field of surgery. I chose that dream because among the volunteers who came, I got a best friend who pursued that career, and she really impressed me. So that's why she's like my role model.
The presence of volunteers on the campus provided not only role models, but surrogate family. Anis Musvasvi Chaibaya first visited the Kajiado campus in July of 2021. She found herself working hard on the construction site, but would sneak away to spend time with some of the girls. As the project progressed, she became particularly close to 3 girls.
They shared with me some of their heartaches, some of their wishes, some of their longing. And, as a mother, I started to think there has to be some things that you just would wish for your mother to provide or. So I started asking them, what are some of the things that the school doesn't provide that you would wish you could have? For 3-4 days, I would come back and I would ask them, where is the list? You girls, you haven't given me the list. Well, 2 days before our project was up, I asked them, I said, well, girls, we are going to be leaving. I need your list. Do you not have a list? And all three of them looked me in the eye and said, "We don't really want anything. We just want to call you Mom." And I didn't have to think twice about the answer. And I just said, "Sure, you can call me Mom." And they just got up and they embraced and hugged me. They wouldn't let go.
Anise would return to Kajiado 3 more times, continuing to serve the campus and visit her newfound family. Lynn Marsa and her husband Gordon have also become frequent visitors to the Kajiado campus.
After seeing the first reports about Kajiado, it just touched me so. I thought, I got to do this. I got to go see and help. I just felt strongly that I needed to come. And so we did, and it was good. Connected with some of the girls, and it was great.
One of the girls they became particularly close to is Aliza Tianina. When she was 6 years old, Aliza risked her life to escape the prospect of child marriage and was rescued at Kajiado. Her story touched Lynn and Gordon, and she became like a daughter to them, connecting every time they visited. Today, Aliza has a daughter of her own, and Lynn and Gordon have a little granddaughter, Lynn.
It's a good feeling to be able to help others and to spread God's love, to serve Him with, and showing these girls what they can do. They can do anything they want, and it's very rewarding to keep coming back here because we can see the same girls over and over again, and see their progress.
But the interactions between the volunteers didn't just impact the Kajiado students.
This is what I wanted for my kids. Sorry. I wanted my kids to not be selfish and have kind, giving hearts like these girls have. And the girls here at the Kajiado Rescue Center are impacting my kids in a way that I can't teach them. They're teaching my kids so much. And to see the Holy Spirit working in my kids and these girls and in all of us at the same time is pretty precious. It's something I can't teach my kids, but this does. It's worth every penny to get here and every worry as a mom to get here.
When we come back, witness the complete transformation of the Kajiado campus. Over the course of 6 years, the campus of the Kajiado Adventist School and Rescue Center has experienced complete transformation. The dusty grounds have been turned into a beautiful oasis and home for these deserving students. Broken down classrooms have been traded for light, bright learning spaces. The smoke-filled kitchen is no longer. Meals are now prepared in a state-of-the-art kitchen and served in a spacious dining hall that is also used for assemblies and worship. Students no longer share beds, and their bathroom facilities have received a much-needed upgrade. Water is readily available all over the campus. And resources they never would have dreamed of accessing are now right at their fingertips. But the visible transformation that has occurred on the campus pales in comparison to the impact the new environment has had on the students.
The students, they have the hope for a brighter future. Being that they are rescued learners, you find that most of them, they lose hope in life, knowing that there is no more about tomorrow. But when Maranatha got in our institution, through provision of books, these has enabled them to improve in their academics. And we hope that these learners, by the end of their studies in this institution, there is a brighter future for them, and they'll build a generation in the future to come.
I think that what is so neat to see is just the kids. They're running around. They look so much different than they did when I came that first time. So, I can remember the differences in the environment, but it's the difference in the girls that is massive. Now they're more confident. They're running around. They're playing soccer. They are singing. It's just a huge difference from when I first visited, and it's not just because of what we did. There's so much love shared from the volunteers that have been here. The staff here has grown, and they've done a good job in helping to develop the young people. So it's really a transformation.
After almost 6 years of hard work on the campus, it was time to dedicate. Maranatha staff added the finishing touches, and then it was time to cut the ribbon and officially open the new campus. Hundreds of people, from church officials to parents and well-wishers, along with Maranatha volunteers and donors, came to celebrate a dream come true for this community. Students sang songs, recited poems, and shared their immense gratitude for the gift of a beautiful new campus. And visitors were provided a complete tour of the campus and its new facilities.
I'm sad that our involvement is ending, because I love this place, and as I've come back over and over, I've been able to reconnect with the girls and understand why we've been involved in this location for so long. Typically, we're not involved in a place like this for so long, but I feel that as the young people go through this place, they'll have an opportunity to learn about Jesus. They'll have an opportunity to learn skills and education that will propel them through life. But if we've had a small part to play in making that possible, it makes me really happy.
Today, yet another school stands as a place to develop bright futures, both for life here on earth and for eternity.
Thank you, Maranatha.
Thank you for giving us a home.
Thank you for giving me a future.
Thank you for giving us hope.
Thank you